Hello and welcome to my video on postpartum care favorites. These are things that I used postpartum, like immediately postpartum in the first like five, 6 weeks after I had this guy, Theo. He is, hi, you saying hello? He is, when I look up here, what's that? Ooh, he is like 7.5 months old now. I'm going to try to let him play in the background as I tell you guys about my favorite products. First of all, a disclaimer, baby in the background, there's going to be extra noises, doggy in the background, there may be barking, but we are going to get to this video regardless. Hi, are you coming to say hello? Okay, so first off, I really want to say that the postpartum period after, or not period, that can mean a couple different things for this video. The time after you have a child is like such a delicate moment, and it's like seems like it goes on forever and ever and ever, and I'm like still consider myself postpartum right now because I'm still feeling the effects mentally and physically of having a baby, but that is a topic for a very different kind of video. But all of these kind of center around just taking care of yourself and doing what you feel is best for like your mental health and your body after you have a baby. So with that in mind, let's get into the video. First off, after you have a baby, I don't know, this puts it into a little bit of context. I was able to have a planned home birth with my son, Theo, and I know that home births, this is also a topic for another video, are not for everybody, and I'm not advocating sitting here and trying to say that home births are for everyone. I do not believe that that is true, but you definitely just have to do what feels right for yourself. I had a birth kit that I bought at from someone locally in Portland that makes home birth kits, and it came with most of the stuff that you would find in a hospital. So I had it came with those mesh underwear and the pads and everything. I did use the mesh underwear the first 2-3 days or something, just because I was like, man, you really are bleeding a lot. I had bought some larger just briefs to wear that I didn't care if they got, didn't care if they got stained or anything. What? You just want to see what I'm playing with? Here you go. Okay, you play with those. I didn't care if they got stained, but I felt like I had the mesh underwear. They were in my birth kit. Why not use them? They were also immediately what the midwives gave me was a giant pad to put on, which I obviously don't have either, but I think that the kit came with 2 of them. So if you've had a baby before, the ones they give you in the hospital are exactly the same thing. But these are what I switched to afterwards. These are the NaturCare maternity pads. These ones are plastic free and biodegradable. So I really liked them. The only thing that I would change is that they don't have wings, so they kind of moved around, but I stayed in bed for literally a week after he was born. I barely got up to do anything. I just rested and held him, nursed him, slept when I could, took all of the time to rest as needed. And I wish that I had made the switch sooner, because I had, my husband's kind of a jack of all trades, and we were trying to save money, so I actually had him sew me some postpartum reusable maternity pads. He sewed a lot more than I actually needed, so these ones haven't even been used yet, so it's not super gross to show on camera or anything. But I wish that I had switched to these sooner. I wish that I had just used them from the get-go, right after I had him, because it is like you are sitting on a cloud. I cannot tell you how comfortable, wow, where are you going? You're just making a mess of all my pads. How comfortable these are. And I knew that I would want something bright and cheerful. He was born the end of February, so it was still a little bit gloomy outside. The sun was out, but it was cold. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so it's a little bit chillier up here. So I wanted to pick some prints. I didn't know if he would be born in February or March, so I went with some hearts. We had the pink one I showed you. I did a tie-dye purple one. I don't know, I love the color purple, so I liked that a lot. And then if he was a March baby, I figured, shamrocks green, that would be good. I loved these, and I can do a separate video on how we like care and wash these and everything, but I will try to link some sites down below where you can buy your own reusable pads. The washing instructions like is super simple on them. You just use hydrogen peroxide and it gets the blood stains like right out. And I know it sounds crazy and like weird and stuff to use a reusable product like when we're so used to using disposables, but these, but you're so sore down there, and these just felt amazing. Okay, moving on, because I could talk all day about that. Okay, Theo, you gonna crawl? Another thing that I loved was this mom washer. It's essentially just a Peri bottle, which is just like one of the squeezy simple ones that they give you at the hospital. But this came in a kit with some other things that I got for Theo, and oh, thank you. Yeah. It's, how do I describe this? So they describe it, oh, excuse me. They describe it as a postpartum angled Peri bottle. So you fill it with warm water, and you obviously like use it for your perineum. After you go to the bathroom, you do not want to be wiping down there. Peeing actually burns after you have a baby, and it is not the most pleasant experience. So this, as you're peeing, you can like use this to spray water, and it just dilutes it and makes it hurt less. And it's like super compact. It has this little, not that I didn't leave the house, so I didn't carry it around with me, but you could bring it with you if you wanted to, if you were, I don't know, like going to a family member's house, or if you were going shopping or something. Like, that's not something that I felt comfortable doing immediately after having my baby. That's all just a personal decision. Like, I've seen plenty of moms go out and about like pretty soon after having a baby, and more power to you. I couldn't do it. Anyway, loved this stuff. I just used it with water, and I'm sure a regular Peri bottle like works great, but the fact that this was angled just like made my day multiple times a day. Another thing that I used very, very frequently, because I did decide to breastfeed, and I was able to breastfeed. I'm still breastfeeding little Theo, which I feel very fortunate to be able to do, was coconut oil. And I have like a big Costco sized tub, and I just put it in a little container to have on my nightstand. I use this coconut oil all over my nipples because they got very, very, very sore very quickly. Theo had a bit of a tongue tie, so it was very painful in the beginning, and he didn't have a proper latch, and I think that this helped prevent me from them getting cracked and bleeding. I never had any of that, and it's basically because I just aired them out as much as possible in the beginning and just lotioned up with coconut oil like crazy. I also used this on Theo in the beginning, so it's like super multifunctional. Going back to your down there area is going to be super, super, super sore. What I used after every time I went to the bathroom, and I would spray it on my pads, like I would put these on, spray it, and then like put a new one on, spray it, and then wear it, was this Earth Mama New Mama Bottom Spray Naturally Cooling Perineal Mist for Pregnancy and Postpartum. This stuff, like, I bet it smells like cucumbers. I don't know why I wasn't, oh my gosh. You know how scents just like bring you back to certain situations? Now I'm like, oh, so vividly remembering how to use this. Okay, mister, you were like squishing the box. Yes, you are. Anyway, I just vividly remember using this, and it was like the perfect amount of cooling. It just made the area feel so nice. There are more more medicated versions that you can buy, but I opted for a more natural one, and I didn't know any different, so I can't speak to if this really works as well as, like, I don't know what it's called. A bunch of people recommended it to me, but I really wanted to use something more natural. I also got I used up 2 bottles of this, probably like really quickly. I emptied one out, and we had, it's like a Sitz bath, so it's an herbal blend that you brew. Yeah, baby. And it's an herbal blend that you brew, and you put it, like dilute it down, add water to it, and I used that as, it's like a Sitz bath, or like a Sitz bath, but I just sprayed it on there as well, instead of like sitting over a warm, like bottom or more bowl of it. I'm not even sure how I would have done that. But anyway, I just took the Sitz bath and put it into a spray form and put it on the pads, and that was really nice as well. So the almond oil, I'm not sure what order I'm going to be putting these videos up in. As you can tell, I'm like in the same outfit, so if you're going to watch them, they all were filmed on the same day. There was like almond oil, vitamin E oil. Let's see. Yeah, baby. Okay, here we go. So the coconut oil, the almond oil, and the vitamin E oil that I showed in like a product empties video. Those two I used when my breasts got super engorged and actually just everywhere as part of like a self-care routine. When I got out of the shower, it was just really nice to take those showers when you could in the beginning. I used those because they just felt like they were so stretched out. Man, like those first couple days when your milk comes in are just, they're rough. Worth it, but really rough. So I use that in conjunction with the coconut oil to just kind of keep the area like from drying out too much. Oh my goodness, you are just moving all over the place, baby. Oh, I mentioned this in my product empties like face favorites. It is the 100% pure eye cream, and this is for, it's like coffee bean caffeine. So if you're trying to avoid caffeine, or if you're super sensitive to caffeine, maybe don't use this. But it's like such a small amount, I haven't noticed any effects from it because I cut out caffeine when I was pregnant with him. Now at 7 months postpartum, I definitely am drinking coffee. Yeah, here and there, not as much as I used to, but I need it with the little sleep that I'm getting. But this stuff, like, I wasn't wearing makeup in the beginning, and like after I had him, this literally, and I said it a lot in my favorites video, is just a lifesaver. It keeps that area just like looking a lot brighter, looking less dark, and I can tell that the fine lines are not as prominent as they would be if I don't use it. Like if I don't use it, I notice, but I know that I have more fine lines than I used to, but that is related to lack of sleep and has nothing to do with like any, like no product could erase that. That is just lack of sleep and having a baby. And another thing that I absolutely loved and I had to have on hand throughout my pregnancy and postpartum was a HydroFlask. It took me a while to make the jump to buy one of these because they are expensive. They keep cold things cold for a long time and hot things hot. But I think this is the 40-ounce one, and I would drink like 2 to 3 of these a day. But when you're pregnant, you need a lot of water, and when you're breastfeeding, like you immediately get thirsty as soon as he latches on. At least that's how it was for me. And I would always forget to have this by me. So thank you to my husband who had to run around the house and find it, because I would park myself on a couch, start feeding Theo, realize I had my water not anywhere near me, and he would have to go get it for me. But a HydroFlask is amazing too, or any sort of water bottle will work just fine, but I would recommend getting one of these. But always had this on my nightstand in those first few weeks postpartum when I didn't leave the house very often. It would just live with me. Yeah. I'm sure that there's probably something that I'm missing because it took me so long. Okay, I forgot 2 items that I didn't put in the original video that I filmed, so I'm back again to show you which items I also needed postpartum that I did not include. So I'm going to put him down and show you what they are. This is only a small amount of what I use to go through, and it's a combination of ones that my husband made for me. They're nursing pads, but reusable ones, and they have a really absorbent layer in the middle. And these are ones that I registered for and got as a gift. These are from Marley's Monsters, and I will link the site below. But I have like a stack probably this tall. They're just in the wash right now, that I use because when your milk comes in, I was just leaking like crazy. I would put one of these on, you can't really see, and I would just get like a milk ring around it. Like this would fill up in no time, and I think we washed this giant stack like every single day. It was ridiculous. It's a lot better now. It probably is like a week or two of going through these. I wear like one pair a day instead of changing them out every hour. In hindsight, I have read that I could have used, because we cloth diaper, I could have taken like one of the cloth diaper inserts and shoved those in there while I was at home, or one of these. We use them as burp cloths, but they're also like the pre-folds for cloth diapers. They're not the kind that we use, but burp cloths, I could have done that. These are a little bit larger, but or even just taking a disposable diaper and shoving them in there if you have to, because I had so much milk just like coming out. I felt like I had an oversupply. It was ridiculous. But yeah, these were a necessity, and I was really trying to avoid one-time use products as much as I could. So this was something that happened to work for me, but you have to go with what is more convenient for you. Like my husband was doing the laundry for the first 2 weeks, like every single day, at least one load, and he's never done laundry our entire relationship, so it was amazing that he took over that while I was recovering from pushing a baby out. The other thing that is important is a really comfortable nursing bra. This one is well loved at this point, but I got it from Target. It is a... You're just making fun noises down there. I just sized up. Normally I'm a small. I think I got a medium in this one. It's Gilligan and O'Malley. It's just like a sleep nurse bra, but it's super simple, but it was really comfortable, and it helps hold like the nursing pads in, which is the main reason that I wore it. Otherwise I would probably have just worn a shirt, but there was so much milk I like didn't have that many shirts to go through. So this was a good option. I got this one a couple months later, but it's super cute. So it's a racerback lacy style, and I was just starting to feel super frumpy in this one. Like I didn't feel cute, and when I saw this on sale at Target, I had to get it. And it's still the nursing bra, like it has the clasps up here. And I got it in pink too. I'm wearing it right now. Thought it was cute. Like I don't feel as frumpy and gross in this one, because some nursing bras are just not cute, and you don't really want to wear an underwire when you're engorged and full of milk either. It's really uncomfortable. This is sopping wet because I just washed it, but it air dries. But I also got this on clearance at Macy's. It's a Jessica Simpson nursing, what do you call this, nightgown. So it's really long. Really, really comfortable postpartum. I wore this probably almost immediately in the beginning. Do you remember? Yeah, in the beginning. I also wore it before he was born. It was like the perfect size to go over my belly, and then it was really comfortable after having him. Yeah, I got it in a size small. And I only got one of these. I probably would have wanted to buy more nursing outfits like this, because it was nice to have another thing that I could put the nursing pads in that wasn't a bra. Like I'm really tired of wearing a bra where I'm just like cinched right here all the time, simply because I need these in. It took me so long to make this video. I just, the post, I don't even know. There's a couple different things that I would love to talk about postpartum that I just didn't expect to experience afterwards, and it definitely, like, obviously having a kid changes your life, and I am so happy to have him, and I just feel so grateful that he chose us and wanted to be a part of our family. But it is hard. It's a really hard adjustment, and it affects your relationship with your partner, your family, everybody. It's just one of those things. So I didn't get as many videos filmed in the beginning that I wanted to. We filmed a few things to keep as like home videos, but I didn't even do a whole lot of that. I just felt like taking care of him was overwhelming in and of itself, and I could barely get myself to do that throughout the day. But hopefully in a future video I would love to talk more about that. Anyway, for now, I hope that you enjoyed the postpartum favorites that I could remember to put in here. If I get a chance, I will because it's not in my bathroom anymore, but I had all of this set up like in a bin on the back of my toilet. That's just where it worked best for me. I had all of it set up in there so that it was all easy to access. So if I get the chance, I will try to put it back how it was and take a quick video, and then I'll insert it here to show you guys how I had it all set up and everything. That way everything was right where I needed it. Okay, so this is nothing fancy. I just kind of recreated the setup that I had postpartum. It was basically just like the reusable pads. I have this guy actually, he kind of just lived on the, by the sink because I would refill it every time with warm water so that it wasn't like old water in there. I had the disposable pads. These are the underwear that I bought I was talking about. Nothing fancy, just enough to hold a giant pad in. Didn't care if it got stained or anything. And then I had the two like spray options here, and that was it. I had a hook right here. This held a wet bag to put all of the dirty ones in, so I don't have it on there right now. We're actually using it for Theo's cloth diapers. Thank you so much for watching. See you, bye-bye. Thanks for watching.